Fight!
Alright, so what is up, guys? Right now it is currently like 11:45 or so. I don't have my watch on, so I don't know what time it is, but it's like 11:45 or so. I'm about to head to Youth Performance to go get a chest workout in, a heavy bench and chest workout in. Got my belt in there. So it's Wednesday. I still have not found a screw for my camera screen, so hopefully it doesn't fall off anytime soon. We're gonna go get some food for this workout. Today's video is gonna be a little different. Sometimes I get questions like through my Instagram and stuff like that, or like Facebook Messenger. I just want to give you guys a raw answer, how I feel about it. No like science, like, I mean, if I have science to back it up, I will, but like, I just want to give you guys a straight up answer on how I feel at the moment about those questions. So we're gonna go inside here, see my boy Kim. I don't know if this is his name. I don't know if Kim is the boy or the girl, but we're going inside Kim's Donuts. So here in Norman, I feel like Kim's Donuts, they have the best donuts here. So we're gonna go inside, and it's like almost closing time. There's like an hour to close, so I bet they don't even really have anything left. We're gonna go inside. So that was my dude Kim's shop. He's the Asian guy. I don't know if I've never asked him his name. I thought his name was Kim. Like that one dude's name is Kim. Anytime Jamie and I travel to go out of town or something, we stop by there, get donuts, monsters, and then leave. And so like, he's a really cool guy. I like him a lot. And one of the things he always does is like, I'll order something, I'll tell him what donuts I want, and then he'll get those, and then it never fails. He always gives me like a bunch extra. God damn, I'm gonna do this outside. My windshield's dirty as hell. So hopefully chat doesn't have the door locked, but we're here at Youth Performance. I'm gonna try to get a workout in. I'm gonna try to hit, last time I failed at 320 on bench, so I might try 315 today, we'll see. So I'm going to be taking you guys through my progressions through this point. So I started at 135, and then I will do 225, and then I may hit a 275 for one, but last time I think I tried too high and I either overexhausted myself or it was just too heavy for me.
Here I go, here I go, here I go again, girl, what's my weakness? Okay, then, chillin', minding my business, cause all I looked around and I couldn't believe this, I swear, I said, my knees for witness, the
Oh man, you're there.
It's always that little bit. Alright, so I hope you guys can hear me. I turned up my own music. Chat was in here jamming out to like some older stuff, so I put mine on. But I hope you guys can hear me. As you saw, I failed at 315, but then I came back and I put on my slingshot and hit it for a set of 2 just to get my central nervous system kind of used to holding the weight and everything. I don't know if that's gonna work, but chat gave me a couple tips on doing like some negatives and things like that with heavier weight, just so I can get that extra push. I was almost there. Almost. I just needed a little bit on the lockout, so who knows? I might be too far in a cut. I mean, I'm not that far, but I might be too far in a cut or a caloric deficit to be that strong. I don't know, but I know I can hit 300 for one, so I guess, who knows? I might just, I don't know. I suck at bench. Anyway, I'm gonna do some bench for volume now. Alright, so so I don't know if this is focused. I can't tell. You guys are kind of far away. But I had to turn my music off so I could answer these questions from my phone. I actually just got this question from an old high school friend. But she asked, how long did it take for you to get as big as you are now? When did you start really building your body? I told her, like, I don't know how to answer this properly because I worked out in high school, but all I did was like push-ups, bicep curls, and this is weird. I did back extension, like back hyperextension, because I thought it would give me abs. But yeah, I did stupid shit. I did like abs, crunches, sit-ups, hanging knee raises, things like that. And I was just super skinny. I thought I was like swole because I had like a six-pack and I was fast, and that was it. And so I don't count high school because I didn't do anything. And I worked out a little bit in college, but it was only for sports, so I don't really count that either. I was really weak. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I start counting my training at my senior year of college, January of 2015. I started my internship. That is when I started lifting. That is currently about 3.5 years ago. What weight did I start at? I get that question a lot. So I started at about 180, 183, somewhere in between there. I looked at a picture that Jamie and I took spring break in my senior year, and I was super, super skinny. And it was just like, I was embarrassed. Like, I don't know, like I was just really, really embarrassed overall. I had no idea what I was doing nutrition-wise. And I don't know, it was just really embarrassing. I didn't like the way I looked, as shallow as that sounds or whatever. But so yeah, I was pretty insecure from that point on, like about how I looked. And so I wanted to change it. So now we're going to move on to some just regular high-low cable flies, and we will probably superset this. I haven't decided what I want to superset this with. Maybe some dips. So actually, we'll go cable flies to tricep dips over there. So next question I get sometimes, which I don't know why, because I don't have like a huge chest or anything, but it says, "Hey Chad, I'm trying to get big and get a chest. Can you help me with a workout plan?" So I'm not gonna just give someone a workout plan, but tips for a bigger chest. I would definitely say it depends on what stage you are in your training, but for sure, obviously you're gonna want to push as much weight as possible, and you're going to want to be able to do that for volume. And so what that means is just doing like sets of 1 and sets of 3. That's not going to get you a big chest. You're going to get stronger, but it's not going to get you a big chest. And so the way I would do that is I would probably stop barbell benching for a little while, and I would move to dumbbell. This is just my personal opinion. I would move to dumbbell bench press and shoot for sets of 8 to 10, moving a heavy weight. The reason I say move to a dumbbell version of bench, whether it be incline, decline, or regular flat bench, is you can get a better contraction with dumbbells and squeeze at the top. There's a little more range of motion for the actual contraction, if that makes sense, the contraction part. And you get a better stretch going down. So I say move to a dumbbell version of bench press.
Alright, so the next question is from a guy that played football. Again, I think I played him in football a couple times. I don't know if we were in the same class at the time, but I know him. He said, "Hey bro, you think you can help me out? I'm trying to lean up but also keep muscle. Which I need to play football, but I want to be lean and turn excess fat to muscle. Football workouts and stuff really not helping drastically." So basically, for one, you can't turn excess fat to muscle. Like, that's just not physically possible. And so basically all you can do is go in a caloric deficit. You can do this 3 different ways. You could take a caloric deficit with your nutrition. You could create a caloric deficit with cardio or workouts, or you could do a mix of the two and drop your calories taken in and then increase your calories burned by eating a little less and then doing more cardio. Yeah, that's what I would do. Create a caloric deficit either 1 of 3 ways, which I mentioned, and keep doing your explosive workouts that you do for football, and just keep training to be strong. So the next question I had is a girl messaged me and asked if I had any diet and nutrition tips that I could give her to help her lose weight and then lose belly fat, because that's what she's trying to lose. So first of all, you can't target a specific part of fat. You can't just target your belly, you can't target the back of your legs or anything like that. It's all just going to go away as you get into a caloric deficit. So any tips I can have, stop eating processed foods, take away any sugar intake, so like, or over excessive sugar intake, so like soda, candy. Stop eating fast food, for instance, and then replace that with whole foods like oatmeal, lean ground beef like 96.4, lean fish, cod, salmon, cream of wheat, things like that, and then just increase basically your cardio. Alright, so I'm doing cardio here still. The next question in this little Q&A is, his name is Warner Schoon. Hey, I was just wondering what kind of meal plan you use. So, I don't use a particular meal plan. If you follow my channel, you know I just track my macros, or eat intuitively, or just eat what I want. The only thing I do follow 90% of the time, 99, is getting my protein. So whether I'm cutting, bulking, or just eating whatever I want, I at least try to get in the required protein, which is my body weight or a little more. So
In grams.
in grams. So yeah, I don't have a particular meal plan. I just track my macros. So my client Michelle asked me like 4 questions. The first one is, what are your top 3 tips or advice you can give to someone wanting to start bodybuilding? For the first one, work on building a base. If you're a smaller framed person, I would work on putting on mass in all of your weak areas more than anything. Don't worry about cutting, especially if you're young. I wouldn't worry about cutting at all until you have at least a year or 2 of like a proper bulk. Tip number 2, find a diet that works for you. If it's bro dieting or tracking your macros or eating intuitively, find what works, find what you enjoy and do it.
Find a coach.
Well, I mean, not right now, yeah. But find what you enjoy, because if you don't like it, you're gonna be stressed out and miserable. And the more stress you have, the higher your cortisol levels. Cortisol. And you're just gonna gain weight. You're gonna gain fat. Your insulin levels are gonna like vary and shit, so it'll throw you off. And then third, find a coach that you can trust, rely on, and when they tell you to do something, you don't second guess them. And you know that they're not gonna lie to you, and that your interest is, your outcome is in there. Like, that's what they want. They want the best for you. What are you going to name your gym? So, if you know me personally, you know I want to have a gym, my own gym, in like 5 years, if possible. What I would name it, I have no idea. I'm not good with names. The first thing that came to my head was a map from Halo 2 and Halo 3 called The Pit.
The Pit?
Yeah, I would name it The Pit. Anyway, I suck at names, so I might have to have someone think of a name for me. Next is, where do you think you'd be right now if you hadn't started personal training? Honestly, if I had never started personal training, I'd probably be an athletic trainer, because that was my first, what would you call it, course of action. That's where I was gonna go first. So I don't have the patience to like sit in an office or anything. I don't really like that. So I think I'd probably be an athletic trainer, and I'd probably still be working out. But I probably wouldn't be worried about like bulking or cutting. I would just be lifting. Do you think you'd be a different person overall? So I guess this is without personal training. Yeah, probably. Because I wouldn't think about the way I eat so much, and I wouldn't second guess like drinking, or just, I wouldn't second guess things like that. And so I would probably do it a lot more. And so I don't think I would be as disciplined, which I'm not super disciplined, but I don't think I'd be very disciplined at all. I'm a really hard on myself kind of guy, so I'd probably still be like hard on myself still, so yeah.
I think you'd be different because you wouldn't be watching the people you watch now on YouTube.
Yeah, my world would be a lot different. I wouldn't, like, I live in such a completely different world, guys. Like, I don't watch news. I never know what's going on around me, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I know that's dumb, and that's really like
Ignorant.
Politically incorrect or ignorant, but I don't care. Like, so far nothing has affected me, so I mean, I really don't care until I get like drafted to go on board or something. I really don't care. I know what I like. I know what motivates me to actually want to be successful. Watching the news, watching political things doesn't make me want to be a better person at all. So I'd rather watch people that are actually doing something with their lives and not living off of like their name or something weird, like the Kardashians or Kanye West or Trump or anything like that. I'd rather just watch people who actually go out and do stuff, like Andy Frisella, Max Tuning, Christian Guzman, who's younger than me and way more successful. So yeah, I'd be different. But another question from a guy I went to high school with, his name is Brian, it's another Brian. He said, how do you split up cardio with weight training as far as when you do each? Cardio in the morning, then weights later, or cardio after your lifting sessions? I say, if you're starting out, what?
I was gonna say whatever fits your schedule.
I was gonna say starting out, obviously whatever fits your schedule, like Jamie said, but when you're starting out a cut, I would say do it after your workout whenever your glycogen stores are depleted, because so the way it works is when you're working out, you're gonna use your carbs first. That's what's gonna leave. Once you deplete that, you're gonna start messing around with fat storages. If you're doing LISS cardio, like low intensity, steady state, so you're gonna start taking away from your fat storage. So that's why I would do that after you do your weight session, so like directly after. Or you can do like me and come back in the evening and do your cardio. If you're further in your cut and you hit a plateau?
Yeah.
How do you, I don't know.
I say plateau.
But if you're stuck at a plateau, you've been doing cardio, tracking your macros and nothing's working, do fasted cardio, do a session of fasted cardio. 9 out of 10, that's gonna like kickstart your metabolism again, but don't make it a normal session. I would do 45 minutes normally on like the Stairmaster, straight up, fasted cardio like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., get it over with, and then come back and do your weight training after you've eaten a few meals. Or do fasted cardio, eat a meal directly after with some carbs and protein in it, like oatmeal, and then wait like 30 minutes and start your workout. So that answers your question, Brian. That's the end of this video. Shout out to Zell. Thank you guys for asking me questions and the interaction. And I'll see you in the next one.
I went off in a 16, give me 17. Want a lot, can't have everything.